Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am Pink Girl Teaches, and on this channel, I talk about narcissistic abuse awareness as well as share some tips for recovery. Welcome. If it's your first time, I encourage you, if you find anything I have to say helpful, to go ahead and press subscribe as well as turn on the notifications. And to everybody who is coming back here, welcome. It's great to be with you. And I thank you so much for taking time to be with me today. So, today I want to talk about divorcing a narcissist. One thing about the narcissist is they are dirty street fighters and they're not even afraid. They're not afraid. They're not ashamed. They don't care. They will get as dirty as they need to be, and they will do absolutely everything and anything that they can to avoid responsibility in the process. So, before you start divorcing a narcissist, or even if you are in the process of it, just be prepared for them to be in full display of their narcissistic ways. It's difficult, but it's not impossible, but you just need to be mentally prepared. You know, at the core of it, narcissism or narcissistic abuse is really about power and control. And so, if you're the one who decided to go ahead and file for the divorce, obviously a narcissistic injury. But even when they are the ones who are filing for divorce, they're going to make the process painful for you. They'll make negotiating difficult simply to continue to derive narcissistic supply. They enjoy abusing you, they enjoy seeing you in pain, they live to destroy you and make your life miserable. So, one thing that you do find is that they won't provide the necessary information. So, this is where you find them hiding financial information, hiding assets, hiding homes. They won't, the summons is they're trying to deliver the summons and they won't accept it. They'll never show up for, signing papers and mediations. They just won't provide what is necessary for the process to go in, or I mean to go forward, and they'll try to get away with this for as long as possible. And sometimes, it actually takes you now having to file a motion with a judge to move things forward, to actually make them comply with the process and or produce documents. This is very typical. Many narcissists and psychopaths do this in the divorce process. So they'll ignore court orders. Oh, I forgot the date. They will say things like, oh, you may have a parenting agreement, right? And then a part of that agreement may say, we're not going to introduce our children to new partners for the first 2 years of this divorce, and your relationship has to have lasted 6 months before you introduce the children. That's just an example. And guess what? They expect you to uphold that agreement, but guess who won't? All rules don't apply to the narcissist. So even when it comes to this, you'll just hear the kids say, oh, by the way, I met so and so. Oh, by the way. Or they'll just mention the new person's name casually because they don't even know that you're unaware. And there are instances where the children will come to you and say, but why didn't you tell me that I was going to meet this person? And you're like, what are you talking about? That's something that the narcissists do. They just don't care. And it doesn't matter that their children are the ones being hurt the most by not being adequately prepared for these things or these meetings. They just don't care. As long as they can inflict an emotion, a painful emotion in you, they will do it. Another thing is that the narcissistic parent or your ex that you're trying to divorce will continue to move the goalposts. So that's where they begin to constantly change agreements. It may be the spousal support. One moment they can provide a certain amount or assets that are being shared and divided. Suddenly they won't be able to do that, or they want more, or you can't have this, and they will play games. What is so common for you to experience in the middle of the divorce process is the triangulation. Now it's between attorneys, it's with the judge, it's with their mediators, just whoever they can triangulate in that moment. Trust and believe they will be doing it. They are professional liars and professional victims. So please be prepared for a smear campaign. They will lie and they will try to make whoever they can their flying monkey. And that's the legal system too. That's your the judge, like, listen, they will go for the judge. They will get the judge to be their flying monkey. And you may ask how, but don't forget, narcissists are very charismatic people. They are, their personality is so smooth that it's easy to just draw people in and have them fooled. They have been doing this their entire lives. They know what they're doing. They are well qualified at it. And so it's just as easy as breathing for them to draw in those flying monkeys, as well as that narcissistic supply from other people. And they'll do a lot of things to try to intimidate you as well as scare you. What you need to do is be able to document everything. Check your emotions. Be sure that you check your emotions when you are responding to texts, and also keep a good track record of your text messages, whether you're emailing them to yourself, emailing them to a safe person. And the crazy thing is that you have actual apps where you can create text messages. And so you hear instances where the narc has created these through these apps, has created fake messages to show to the judge. And so it involves, for some people, it can be a real tedious process, because now you're going through records, and you're having summons or subpoenas to your phone provider so that they can bring up your actual record of text messages. And this is common. It's happening. It's happened. So if the narcissist has access to your accounts, change passwords, even if you feel like they may possibly know it because your password is not as strong as it could be, or they're able to answer your security questions. It's not above them to actually log into your account and email themselves, and email them a very derogatory message, and then use that against you. So change that. And if you are the person who has been, if the narcissist is more financially well off than you, make sure that you have a stash of cash that will last you 3 months, 6 months. Make sure you have something to fall back on financially, so that you don't go back to the narcissist because things are difficult. Because trust me, they are going to be trying to get you back. They want you back so that they can further humiliate you, so that they can further degrade you, so that they can further punish you. And let me tell you, that punishment will be swift and it will be harsh. So do your very best to make sure that you are in the best situation possible before you leave the narcissist. And also be very careful, figure out where you're going, have everything planned to a T. If you're somebody who's leaving in the middle of the night, then leave in the middle of the night. Be sure that you know where you're going and you're able to be safe. Don't let them know where you're going. Don't make these announcements either, because they will do everything to hinder you moving forward, to hinder you going, as so that they can do the discard, so that they can punish you for thinking that, what do you think you're doing? Or they may now create a situation, because narcissists live in fantasy land, and they manufacture drama on a consistent basis. So it would take nothing. Remember, they have no moral compass, to create a whole scenario that will have you in trouble with the police because you were running away with the kids, or whatever, the courts. They will figure something out to bring you down, and to make sure that your plan to leave does not go through. And don't give them any information. Less is always more. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Has anybody watching had to divorce a narcissist, and what was the process like? If you like anything that I've shared in this video, if you found anything that I had to say helpful, I encourage you to press subscribe so that you receive the further content that I will be sharing with you. And like always, take care of yourself and take care of each other. Until next time.